All right, so next we're going to look at composite function. And this says the composite function f of g of x is a function in which the range of g is the domain of f. The function f of g of x is a function in which the range of g is the domain of f. That's something that you guys can think about. If ever you see g square of x, g square of x actually means, or g square of x is the composite function g of g of x. G square of x is the composite function g of g of x. All right, so example 12. So I'm going to teach you about composite function by doing this example. Example 12 says, if f of x is equal to 2x minus 5 and g of x is equal to 3 minus 2x, A says, determine an expression in x for I f inverse of x. So we have been doing that all afternoon, so we shouldn't have any problem doing it. We're going to find the inverse of the f function. So 2x minus 5. Step 1, take out f of x and say y is equal to 2x minus 5. Step 2, interchange x and y. So wherever I see y, I'm going to put x. And wherever I see x, I'm going to put y. Step 3 is to make y the subject again. I need to have y by itself on one side. So minus 5 on the right goes over to the left and becomes positive 5. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And by doing that, the coefficient of y is going to become positive 1. And so I have y is equal to x plus 5 divide by 2. So the last step, step 4, is to take out y and say f inverse of x is equal to x plus 5 over 2. Guys, very quickly, please find the inverse of g. All right, so we are asked to determine an expression for g inverse of x. We start off with g of x is equal to 3 minus 2x. Step 1, y is equal to 3 minus 2x. Step 2, interchange x and y. So x is equal to 3 minus 2y. Now, step 3 is to make y the subject again. All right, so my negative 2y comes over to the left and becomes positive 2y is equal to 3 minus x. That's what I have so far. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And when I do, I have y is equal to 3 minus x over 2. Step 4, take out y and say g inverse of x is equal to 3 minus x over 2. All right, so it's 3 minus x over 2. All right, so let's go down to the B part of the question. Now, the B part of the question is asking us to find f inverse of 3. So a while ago, we just found, or I just found f inverse of x. So I'm going to use that now to find f inverse of 3. Now, I'm going to also show you a way to find f inverse of 3 without first finding f inverse of x. So if my starting point is f inverse of x is equal to x plus 5 over 2, and someone says to me, find f inverse of 3, all I'm going to do is in f inverse of x, wherever I see x, I'm going to take out x and put 3. So this is going to be 3 plus 5 over 2. This is 8 over 2. So f inverse of 3 is equal to 4. Guys, I just found f inverse of 3. I want you to find g inverse of 5, given that g inverse of x is 3 minus x over 2. So the next thing I need to do is I'm going to find g inverse of 5, given that g inverse of x is equal to 3 minus x over 2. So g inverse of 5, wherever say x, I'm going to put 5. So this is 3 minus 5 over 2. So this is 3 minus 5 is minus 2 over 2. So g inverse of 5 is equal to minus 1. All right. So we just found g inverse of 5, given that we knew g inverse of x. Next, I'm going to show you how to find g inverse of 5 without first finding g inverse of x. All right, so this says g inverse of 3 and f inverse of 3 and g inverse of 5, an alternative approach. So this is a note. It says f inverse of a is the solution of the equation f of x is equal to a and vice versa. That is, the solution of f of x is equal to a is the value of f inverse of a. Or I should say f inverse of a. So f inverse of a is the solution of the equation f of x is equal to a. So in other words, if I want to find f inverse of a, I just simply solve the equation f of x is equal to a. It also works the other way around. I can find the solution of f of x is equal to a if I know what f inverse of a is equal to, because f inverse of a is the solution of the equation f of x is equal to a. All right, I'm sure I will have opportunity to show you that in action. All right, so remember f of x is equal to 2x minus 5, and I want to find f inverse of 3. Guys, if I wish to find f inverse of 3, I'm going to solve the equation f of x is equal to 3. Now f of x is 2x minus 5, and this is equal to 3. So we have 2x is equal to 3 plus 5, and so 2x is equal to 8. I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and when I do, I'm going to get that x is equal to 4. So the solution of f of x of the equation f of x is equal to 3 is x is equal to 4. But I also said to you guys that f inverse of 3 is the solution of the equation f of x is equal to 3. This means that f inverse of 3 is equal to 4. All right, you might not remember, but I'll show it to you that when we use the other approach, that's what we got as well. Here it is, f inverse of 3 is equal to 4. And when we use this alternative approach, we got the same answer. Now, guys, using this approach, I want you to find G inverse of 5. All right, so to find G inverse of 5, I'm going to solve the equation G of x is equal to 5. G of x is 3 minus 2x is equal to 5. So 3 minus 5 is equal to 2x. So we have minus 2 is equal to 2x. And I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And when I do that, I'm going to get that x is equal to minus 1. So G inverse of 5 is equal to minus 1. All right, so remember these alternative approach. They're actually very, very useful and very, very handy some of the times.